Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bee Swarm Gaming and a new episode and a new series that I am going to call the Noob Report. Yes, which means that I must be playing on my account, JJacobson81. Right now, I am doing let me make sure that I'm actually doing a mission. Yep, I am doing a brown bear mission. Now, brown bear is actually good for getting royal jelly. I'm crafting slowly for the honeycomb belt. It is the next major item that I need to get. It's going to help, as you know, with loot luck. It's going to help with pollen. It's going to help with defense. It's going to help with increasing the attack on the colorless bees. It's basically the belt that I think is the best out of all the belts. Um, Even against the Padawan belt. Now, I did get it for the other account only, and I gotta stress this, only because on the last quest for Spirit Bear, she gives you 10 billion honey money, and she gives you other things that if you do not have enough of the crafting material, it actually pushes you over the edge to get the pedal belt. You know, it's almost like when you first look at the pedal belt, you're kind of overwhelmed saying, I don't think I'm going to get it. I think that's why people save the last spirit pedal for the pedal belt, because it just seems like it's too much. And that's why when I've always looked at it, I'm like, wow, the pedal 1 is 1.5 billion. Why is this belt, which isn't that much more stuff than even the honeycomb belt, so much more? Well, now I see. You get the third spirit petal, and then you look at how much stuff she gives you. It's almost like, well, do I donate it and get stuff, or do I craft the pedal belt? Well, if you don't have that much crafting materials, or you don't understand the importance of crafting, and you've just completed the 30th quest, I don't want to judge or anything, people, but do you really know the game at that point? Like I said, I don't want to judge. I don't want to judge at all. All I'm saying is that prior to completing the quest, I didn't see the true honey money value, or the giving and the crafting value in it. But after completing it, I saw how much Spirit Bear gave and what you had to give, and it is a benefit. However, if you're doing things on your own, the honeycomb belt is still, in my opinion, the best value, which is why I've been working toward it. And in getting royal jelly, which is what you need to craft things, brown bear gives you the most bang for your buck. However, as a noob finds out, you can only complete one an hour. Now, to pass the time, it kind of makes sense it's once an hour, because at this point, it takes about an hour or longer for a noob to complete one of the quests. Okay, so since the last time that we talked, I had about 60 something million honey money, and a thought crossed my mind and said, how can I get honey money faster? Because one of the questions that was coming up while playing my other account is, how do I get honey faster? And I thought, well, you could use boosts and of course amulets. But I was thinking from more of a perspective of a mid-level player. You know, these are people that probably want to buy, you know, items like a mask, and they need to get that 5 billion, or they need to get like 25 billion for the coconut pack. You know, they need some like high cost item, and they probably want it fast. You know, because when you're looking at this game, there's some items that just seem to be out of reach, or they want to level up their bees, and they need, let's say, 300,000 treats or something like that. and to get 100,000 treats, that's like 1 billion honey. Or they want to get like 1,000 royal jellies, and I believe that's like 1 billion honey. Well, now I'm looking at it from like a new perspective, and we need a honey money too. So it's not just for the end game players or the mid-level players. We need a honey money too. So I'm looking at 60 million. I have 10 gifted bees. I'm thinking, well, the next thing that I need is I want to upgrade from the red pack, because as I said before, the porcelain pack is the better pack because it does everything that this red pack does. Uh, for the most part, for the most part. Um, and but it's 250 million. I can't get it right away. Don't expect to. Like I said, stay in your lane of play, or you're going to hit that frustration wall, and everything that you did is going to go down the drain. Stay in your lane of play. Stay in your lane of play. I thought, well, I got 70 million, 100 and what, 60 million more, something like that. I said I can complete missions, I can do a lot of farming, I can get there. I said, but sometimes you gotta spend honey money to make honey money. And of course, one way is to do an amulet. I got a King Beetle amulet, but it's not that great. I was actually hoping for some luck there and get a attack. But I got 42% convert rate, 46% strawberry field, which is good, 33% bamboo. Because since I'm still in the early missions, those two are going to come up. Early missions, they keep you at the lower tier fields, mid-tier fields, because they know that you're obviously not going to go into the 35s, right? They already know that. And even if you need just blue or just red, the assumption is that those are the fields that you're going to go to, So I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And the thing with the King Beetle is that the more amulets you get, the better they get. So I'm like, all right, I'm happy with that. Happy with my moon amulet. I'm going to keep that for a while. And my gold ant amulet, and this is what's strange. I'm getting better in there, but I've been keeping the same one because the ones that I've been getting have been things like the pollen isn't right, or the critical power has been lower. So see, so sometimes the first gold and amulet that you got, and this was either my second or my third, is the best one that you keep for like a while. So it's not like every gold is going to be better than the last one. It's it's really just by chance. Now, what I'm waiting for obviously is a supreme because I think your +1 B attack starts at that point. So I'm kind of waiting for a +1 B attack either in King Beetle or in the Ant Challenge. But so far, no disappointments. No disappointments. So in this episode, there's another thing that I wanted to talk about, which was the honey money. How do I get honey money faster? I was going to put off getting a star amulet. Now this kind of leads to star amulets. You're kind of taking a gamble because they are still expensive, especially for a noob. You know, especially for a noob, they are expensive. Let's see how we are in this mission. Oh, we completed the pine tree and the blue pollen. See, when you get amulets, when you get things that just by themselves boost up pollen production, that's good. And the pack increased the capacity. So now the pack just by itself, I can do, this one is at 2 point, rounding up 3 million. I did the marshmallow bee, which you should probably always do because they're easy to get. And we can dump that out, and I will keep on talking. This one goes to mushroom, and I don't think I have anything for mushroom. So anyway, I took the 60 million, and I knew that I had enough gifted bees to get a silver amulet, which needs 10. Go up there. That increases your pack size by 1.5. That is really cool. Remember, the less time that you have to go back to your hive, the better. Especially as a noob because you walk slow. You walk slow. And in this game, it's about longevity too. You may say, oh, well, that's only a couple of seconds. Well, a couple seconds here and there, and before you know it, it's minutes, and so on and so on. We can all figure that out, right? So, I get my silver amulet, kind of cross my fingers, I'm hoping for that instant conversion. Instant conversion is such a great thing. Such a great thing. I don't get it. I'll just spoil it right now. I don't get it. But, I get 8% pollen. That's good. That's good. I get 2% critical chance. That's okay. That balances out the pollen though, I get pollen, I increase critical chance. Now I do have the focus tokens. That's why I don't really like critical chance, because if you have the looker bee, okay, the looker bee will stack up your critical chance. You just have to then look for things that'll increase your bee ability rate. The bee ability rate is how fast the tokens will come out. Because if you have focus tokens, but they don't come out as much, then they'll never stack up. That's why I really don't go for critical chance in the ant challenge. I always look for critical power. But for a noob, you take what you can get, right? So I got plus 2% critical chance. That also allows me not to get it in the ant challenge. So you see, if you get it in one place, you don't have to look for it like in another place. But what I also liked is I got 28% white pollen. That takes care of the white fields right now. It also takes me away from looking at it in the ant challenge. So in the ant challenge right now, I have 12% red pollen, 13% blue pollen, 22% critical power, and 69% convert rate. So what that means now is when I do an ant challenge and I look for things, when it comes to the pollen, I have several options. One, I can try to increase the white pollen, right? And I can say, okay, everything that I do, the tool that I have is white. The belt that I have is not necessarily white, but at the mountaintop, if I get that belt before I get the honeycomb belt, not likely that's white. The shoes, uh, that's helpful, like in the white. The hat, that's helpful for white pollen. So so most things that I have is designed for like the white pollen, right? So the white pollen that I have up here just kind of like adds to it. So for the ant, I shouldn't have anything for white pollen. White pollen is just going to kind of be there. So what does all that mean? I'm going for like a red hive, right? I'm going for like a red hive. The tool that I have has a enhancement. It's already built for white pollen, and it has a enhancement. My silver star and amulet has an increase in white pollen. So my star amulet should really focus on trying to get a high red pollen percentage, as well as trying to get a blue in there if it can. So I was actually glad to get that. So things actually worked out quite well in getting the star amulet. Now, is it the end all? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's another great thing about this game, is you get something, and if it's helpful, then you keep it and then you go. Now it hasn't greatly increased my game. but it has increased it. As we were talking for like a couple minutes, I I was able to complete the blue pollen and the pine tree at the same time. Now, granted, it's like 2 in 1 because it's a blue field, but I'm more than sure that getting the silver star helped me out. Because once again, we look at it, the capacity, I was able to stay there longer. The plus 8% pollen helped me gather more. The critical chance allowed the fact that it increased the probability of gathering the pollen, and the critical power, which says, hey, if there's a better chance to get it, when I get it, I'm going to gather more. So the critical chance helped. And the white pollen, because there is white in the pine tree, that's how the pine tree part got completed faster. So you see how getting the silver amulet helped complete that mission faster. So this little noob is able to get those type of amulets and is able to complete missions faster. So what's next for the noob? Well, the next big things, and I say things because there's two, is the porcelain pack and the honeycomb belt. One we know is just about the honey money, right? 250 million. One more thing is I'm going for the 35B zone. My next hive is 79 million. So there's the balance of hive slot versus um, porcelain pack. Think about it, think about it, think about it. You know, this is what people think all the time. This is why people go hive crazy. You gotta really say don't go hive crazy, because then you get a lot of low-level bees, and low-level bees, they have low energy and they don't collect much. Don't go hive crazy. It's better to have less bees, higher energy, better gathering amount, and better convert amount. But at some point, you're going to want to get more bees, though. But don't go hive crazy. I don't need to go into the 35 bee zone because I'm just going to be focusing on the other missions. The only reason why I opened up the 30 zone is I said, well, I know there's a diamond egg there, and I have the money to have a slot, get the diamond egg, and I have some more missions to do. So the honey money is definitely there. At some point, I'm going to be unbalanced with this dipper, and I'm going to want that petal wand. But this noob right now, it's not ready for that. But I can prepare for it, right? You know, I just don't want to be surprised and say, okay, now I need it. Now I need to rush and get on board, right? You don't want to rush. You always want to be thinking about what's coming up. So will I get 35 Bs? Yes, I would say probably in the next week and a half to 2 weeks. Also, Black Bear, I'm going to get the Star Jelly pretty soon. So I'm excited about that. There's a lot of exciting things coming up. Tunnel Bear, I still think I can beat Tunnel Bear within the end of this week. Like I said, I got the Star Jelly. I can give things up. I have about like 2,500 tickets. I have about 78 stingers. So there's things I can do. I have 500 and something gumdrops, which makes me think, do I need to craft them? I can look at gummy sprouts. I can get 20 to 30 like at a time. You know? So can I get a gummy bee a different way? I can craft gumdrops. I can gather gumdrops. I got Cubby Bear, the cherry. You can do that. A lot of different options. Leave some comments. Tell me what to do. The noob needs some advice. Tell me what to do. Alright, talk to you later.